finally, I don't know why, it just wouldn't straighten up this morning. Okay, let's see. Do you guys know that we are officially in week 8? Am I wrong?
That feels wrong to me.
So I'm thinking after this week, we are officially halfway through the course.
Oh, Molly.
Yes.
That's not okay.
Having to double check that myself because it was like, whoa, wait a minute, are we really? So yes, we are almost officially halfway through the course. So I think that I got stuff posted for chapter 17, so I think everything is there. And I think I got the lab posted. I can't remember how many of them.
I think it was like 2.
So I got quite a few posted. Okay. They're all due what?
Yeah. It's like 4 of them due on Sunday.
There's 3 due on Sunday.
I'll go back in and double check my date. So, okay. I will double check that and see what happens with that. Okay. All right, so now we're going to actually move into a new topic. I know, right? Well, new topic, yeah, still can't forget our nervous system. Because once again, it's still going to be connected. So, we're going to start talking about this system known as the endocrine system. Ever heard of it?
Yes.
What do you know about it?
A lot of hormones.
Do what?
Hormone secretion.
Okay, we're thinking of hormones. Anything else?
Pituitary gland.
The pituitary gland. Why do you associate the pituitary gland with it?
It's like the mind controls it.
All right, we're kind of under the impression that that is the gland that controls it, that that is the master gland. Yes, all right, and the fact that that is going to be the gland that is going to get controlled by the brain. Now, what? Okay, let's think back for a second to the areas of our brains. Let's think back for a second. Do you guys remember what this part of the brain is referred to? My diencephalon, which is made up of what? My thalamus, my hypothalamus, subthalamus, all that sort of stuff. Now, if you think about this, that is representing my pituitary gland. It sits in the cella turcica. Does everybody remember studying that with the cranial bones? Okay, so, couple of things. Tells me it's very well protected because it is the gland encased in bone. Now, they're showing us this wire where the pituitary gland is hanging on to. If you look at what they're trying to show us, they're trying to show me a connection to my hypothalamus. They're trying to show me the connection. Trying to show me a connection. Okay? So now, if I think about this system, it's going to have the glands, the tissues, the cells that secrete hormones. But when you hear the term hormone, what comes to mind?
Emotional regulation.
Emotional? Does anything specific come to anybody's mind?
Testosterone.
Testosterone?
Estrogen.
Estrogen?
Progesterone.
Progesterone?
Human growth hormone.
Human growth hormone? Now let's think about this for a second. This means if this is that little gland that's going to be my master gland, okay, it's going to be secreting chemicals. That's what hormones are, okay? Hormones are chemical messengers. That's how we refer to them in the body. And they are going to have the ability to affect something from up here, all right, it's the pituitary gland, all the way down to the other end of the body, of the torso. So, got a spelling error, composed of endocrine glands, all right, typo. The study of this, endocrinology. This is a huge field, mainly because there are so many disorders associated with the endocrine system. They're more numerous than I can even stand up here and name. Because the endocrine system is a way for messages to be carried, for it to be communication. We call it the system for cell-to-cell communication. It's going to actually play a part in different systems of the body than just what we're going to look at as being the endocrine system. When cells communicate, do you guys remember gap junctions? Shauna, what is it?
I don't know.
Remember it? What are they?
Aren't they like the little holes that sit between cells that allow them to pass chemicals to each other?
Yes. So when we talk about cells, because what is it? What level did I say every subject would get to in the class?
Cellular.
My cellular level. So, if you think about cells, okay, and let's say that we have some cells that are close to each other. A gap junction was just that. It was a gap and it would allow for materials to move in many different ways. Cell to cell, fluid to the cell. It was a way for the cells to communicate. Now, what about communication with a neurotransmitter? I had to have my neuron, an axon, and then I had to have those terminal ends. Whatever those terminal ends meant, whatever got released from this neuron was a neurotransmitter. What is it that a nerve cell can make connection to? All right, well, it can make a connection to a cell. You're thinking fiber because we talked about it with muscle cells, okay? So it can make a connection to another cell. Let's call that our muscle, okay? How many different types of muscle do we have? 3. And then it could make a connection to another nerve cell. The product that a neuron can make is a neurotransmitter. That was a way for cells to communicate. Is that correct? Yes. All right. A paracrine. Ever heard of it? No? Cells have to communicate in a tissue. If we look at our hierarchy that exists, all right, we have our chemicals to our molecules to a cell to a tissue to an organ to you guys remember that? Okay. In our body, the different systems that exist, we're going to have a way for one cell to simply talk to the cells close to it. When something is occurring within the body, and for example, maybe the body has gotten invaded by a virus, that cell that got invaded can secrete chemicals that tell the other cells, I've been invaded by a virus, start up your protection. Kick in the protection that's needed. So the cells talk to another cell by way of a paracrine. That is just simply within a local area. It doesn't travel all over the body. It stays local. It doesn't move. Hormones. When we look at hormones, they are our chemical messengers. These are going to be chemicals that are secreted into the bloodstream. These are going to be chemicals that are secreted into the bloodstream. They do not leave the body, i.e. endo, meaning inside, so therefore my endocrine system. They're going to be able to make it to their target cell. That is their goal.